Join me as I take on the challenge of starting a thriving goat farm with just a few goats. In this video, you'll learn how to launch a thriving goat farm even if you start with just a couple of goats. We'll cover the essentials to set you up for success. Many people who are new to farming think that they need a huge investment or a lot of knowledge to get started. They believe that they need a big plot of land or a lot of experience to raise goats successfully. But the truth is, you can start small and still be successful. In fact, starting small can be a great way to learn and experiment without breaking the bank. You can begin with just a few goats and gradually grow your farm as you gain more experience. Another common misconception is that goat farming is only for people who have a lot of space or live in rural areas. But the reality is that you can raise goats even on a small plot of land, as long as you have a good plan and are willing to put in the work. Some people also think that raising goats is too complicated or time-consuming. They imagine that they'll have to spend hours every day caring for their goats, and that it'll be too much work. But the truth is, once you get into a routine, caring for your goats can be relatively easy. You'll need to make sure they have food and water, and that their living area is clean and safe. You'll also need to monitor their health and take them to the vet if they get sick. But overall, it's a manageable task, especially if you start small. Another fear that holds people back is that they don't have the necessary knowledge or skills to raise goats. They think that they need to be an expert in farming or animal care to get started. But the reality is, you can learn as you go. There are many resources available online, such as tutorials, videos, and forums, where you can get advice and guidance from experienced farmers. You can also join local farming groups or attend workshops to learn from others. By starting small, you can learn and experiment without taking on too much risk. You can try out different breeds, different feeding methods, and different living arrangements to see what works best for you and your goats. And as you gain more experience, you can gradually expand your farm and increase your production. When it comes to choosing a breed, there are many options available for beginners. Some popular breeds include the Nigerian Dwarf, the Pygmy, and the La Mancha. These breeds are known for being friendly, hardy, and easy to care for. They're also relatively small, which makes them a great choice for small farms or backyard farmers. You'll need to make sure your goats have access to fresh water and nutritious food. You'll also need to provide them with shelter and protection from predators. You can build or buy a goat shelter depending on your budget and preferences. You'll also need to monitor their health and watch for signs of illness or stress. By providing your goats with good care and attention, you can help them thrive and produce high-quality milk or meat. One of the key insights from successful goat farmers is that starting small can lead to sustainable growth. You don't need to start with a large herd or a big investment to be successful. You can start with just a few goats and gradually build up your farm over time. In fact, many successful farmers started out with just a few animals and gradually grew their operation as they gained more experience. Take, for example, the story of Sarah, who started her goat farm with just 2 Nigerian dwarf goats. She began by building a small shelter and fencing in a small plot of land. She spent hours every day caring for her goats. As her goats grew and thrived, she began to expand her operation, adding more goats and more land. Today, Sarah has a thriving goat farm with a herd of over 20 goats and a successful business selling goat milk and cheese. To wrap up, we've explored how starting a goat farm with just a few goats is not only feasible but can also be rewarding. Remember, every big journey starts with a single step. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and check out our next video for more tips on sustainable farming.